we talk about a company that's been around for decades. We talk about a supply chain that's 150 ingredients, 40 plus different countries around the world. I mean, literally every corner of the world, like we get ingredients from. And a lot of those places are like really remote, like really rural, just like very, very remote parts of the world. And so that's a big ship to move, right? If we set this goal of like, we want our supply chain to be like fully regenerative, like if that's what we want to accomplish, like that is a lot of change that needs to happen. But also not always like a lot of change that needs to happen, but also like there's a lot of farmers and a lot of really like cool communities in our supply chains that like are already doing this, that are like having these really great like indigenous farming practices that they've been doing for generations, and maybe we just don't know about it. And so there's a lot here, right? There's a lot to untangle. So when we look at kind of our big picture regenerative agriculture strategy, we have to come at it from like a few different angles in order to like actually be successful in making some of these transitions. So we've got like a few very specific kind of key points of like how we're coming at this. So one is doing a lot of direct investments. So from the ground up, establishing our own regenerative projects in partnership with some of our existing farming partners. So establishing those projects that we do a lot of the funding for the training, the education, the crop diversification seeds or seedlings. So we do a lot of that upfront investment in those kind of really whole picture, ground up regenerative projects. So that's one piece of it. That's one piece of the puzzle. Another piece is like looking for partners, like farming partners who are already doing this work, who are already doing like really great regenerative practices that aren't part of our supply chain, and finding ways to integrate them into our processes, into our purchasing strategy. And we've got like a few cases where we've done that. We found really cool partners who are growing herbal ingredients and just like brought them on board, helped them become qualified suppliers, and now we're purchasing from them. And the other thing is kind of what I alluded to is a lot of these things already are happening in our supply chain, and we just maybe don't know about it because we don't, we have a lot of very direct farmer relationships, but not with every single farmer in our supply chain. So part of our strategy is also understanding the current practices across the board and seeing how we can kind of elevate and give voice to and give volume to some of those practices that are already happening. So a lot of different ways we have to come about it just because it's such a large, complex system that we're working in, but it's definitely a lot of progress in different areas.